Hello, good morning, and welcome to this taste challenge. We have two blended whiskeys. Well, it might be too much glare. It's hard to get it right. It's going to be a mostly sunny day here, about 90 degrees. It's already humid, humid, muggy, no breeze. Ooh. Don't have to cut the grass, thankfully. Well, we have sunny. I'll do that either Thursday or Saturday, maybe Friday. We have Sunny Brook, Kentucky blended whiskey, product of Kentucky, product of Beam-Suntory. There's the friendly government liquor inspector there to make sure product is safe and done properly. They don't wear that uniform anymore. They ought to. Like D. Bailey would say, they need to go back to wearing that uniform to regulate the alcohol. He cracks me up. Anyway, the straight whiskeys in this product are 4 years or more old. More like 4 years and not a second over. But anyway, 20% straight whiskey and 80% grain neutral spirits, which is the case for the next one coming up. 1 liter bottle. I bought this in Orange, Texas, the famous town of Orange, Texas, at Big Red Liquor, genuine Kentucky blended whiskey. It was very cheap. Much cheap. It was like, I can't remember the price, but it was a good deal cheaper than $10 for the liter. Anything less than $10 for a liter, that's mighty cheap. You say, but is it any good? I don't know if you want to use terms like good. Perhaps you could say marginally good, tolerable, but I think the company would probably use terms like mixable. Mix it in there with that RC Cola, or even better yet, Mexican Coca-Cola or Texas Dr. Pepper. And there is some around here too, the sugar Dr. Pepper, not the corn syrup Dr. Pepper. Well, you might do all right in that case. Is it a sipper? No. It used to be on the Beam-Suntory website, but they reformulated their website about 5 months ago, and it just took off all kind of brands. They used to list Old Overhaul. They used to list Old Crow Reserve, Julius Kessler blended whiskey, Sunny Brook, and now it is gone. They still do list a blended whiskey, but it's like DYC, I think it's called, and it's in Spain. It's only sold in Spain. I don't think it's sold in the United States. They have their own website, and it's all about, oh, people of Spain, don't you love this blended whiskey? And they go on, and I don't understand this in Spanish. And I don't know why that's a thing over there, but apparently it's a big brand. But anyway, that's something I'll probably never address, so why even talk about it? But it is on the website. Check beamsuntory.com, and you'll see that. Sunny Brook, introduced 1891. Do they still make the straight bourbon? Not just the mixture, but the straight. I would say no. But I won't say no because I've been fooled too many times. And you know how that goes. You might go into a liquor store and say, well, look at that. There's Sunny Brook straight bourbon. And right next to it, I saw Sunny Brook 100 proof, bonded. I wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked. I'll give you another example. And there's many I could give you. Get on the Early Times website. Well, I mean, this is going by the last time I checked. I don't check it every day, obviously. But it'll be all kind of things about Early Times. Oh, Early Times is so good, all this. Oh. Been around since 1860. But go all through that website. I bet you never see anything about Early Times bottled and bond with that cobalt blue and black label, bottled and bond, 100 proof. Get on the Brown-Forman website. Talk about all kind of things, but you'll never see Early Times bonded, bottled and bond, B-O-B, B-I-B. But go to Dorgnac's and some other liquor stores around here, not in this parish, but Dorgnac's, right on the shelf, about $24 a bottle, $23 a bottle, early times, bottled in bond. I said, well, it obviously exists. I'm looking at it. Okay, now here's from 1949, Barton. Barton American Whiskey, a blend. The law says, that's the law. There's the filigree label. The law says three things about blended whiskey. Well, actually more than three. Three main things. It has to be at least 20% straight whiskey. Secondly, it can contain up to 2% blending sherry. I think that's what it says, blending sherry. If not other flavors, but I know they say blending sherry. What is blending sherry? I don't really know. I've never seen it sold anywhere. It might just be regular old dry sherry or cocktail sherry. I don't know. Thirdly, when it's labeled blended whiskey, I'm talking about American, not Canadian or Irish or Scottish blended whiskey. It has to be labeled either blended whiskey from where it's from, like, you know what I mean, like American or Kentucky, or in this case, premium, but down below to give the designation. Or it has to say whiskey a blend. So it can say blended whiskey or whiskey a blend. You can read that right off the Tax and Trade Bureau website. If you don't believe me, check me. If you don't believe me, check me. I used to tell my students that when I taught high school and college. If you don't believe me, check me. And I used to tell them, I say, you shouldn't believe everything a teacher says. You should check them. I say, I'm here to teach the facts. I used to tell the students, but some teachers are there to teach ideology, teach a position, teach politics, to indoctrinate you. I said, so check. You might agree with them. Maybe you don't agree with them, but check the facts. Check them. If they take an issue with that, like if they catch an attitude, that could be a sign that they don't know what they're talking about. I never minded if students check me. Why would I mind? I encourage them to do it. Kevin Johnston, how much did you pay for the Sunnybrook and how much was the Barton Premium? Okay, like the Sunnybrook, I can't quite remember, but I think it was either $6.49 or $8.49. I honestly can't remember. I'm not going to go dig through that wastebasket through all those papers to find out. But it was very cheap, and it came up to less than $10 for the liter. So that's a low price. And that's from the Jim Beam company, Beam-Suntory. They make famous whiskeys like Suntory, Suntory Nikka, Suntory Tokai, Jim Beam Prohibition Repeal. I believe, don't they make Courvoisier cognac? Isn't that the company that owns Courvoisier? Okay, here's Barton. Well, an old company. I know exactly what I paid for this. Now, somehow I remember this. It was $5.99 plus tax, and it rang up to $6.35 total at a place called Smoker Friendly on United States Highway 60 westbound at the intersection with US Highway 127, which would have been the northbound side, northwest edge of the store, in Frankfort, Kentucky. A fascinating store. I was looking all through there. I mean, they had 1,001 liquor brands you could buy. You know, you could buy so many things, but I couldn't buy everything. So I saw this and I said, I've never seen Barton in Louisiana. I don't like much, but what the heck? Do we get some Barton? Well, we only get the good ones. You know what I'm saying? We get Barton 1792, 1792 rye, 1792 wheated, 1792 this, 1792 that, 1792 everything. Those won't be $5.99 plus tax. I guarantee you that much. But this is a common brand in some parts of the country. It's an old, all of them are the same design. They got the filigree and a ribbon. Now, if it's the gin, it's like a mint green ribbon. If it's the vodka, it's a different color ribbon. If it's the blended whiskey, it's a red ribbon with the gold. If it's a bourbon, straight bourbon, it's another color ribbon. If it's rum, it's another color ribbon. If it's gold rum, scotch, you know what I'm saying? Like Barton has their own lineup. Even had their own distillery. I went to it, Barton 1792 Distillery. It used to just be called Barton. And then there's one in Los Angeles. It says on the bottle. Blended and bottled by Barton Distilling Company, Bardstown, Kentucky, and Los Angeles, California. Well, since I bought this east of the Mississippi River in Kentucky, it's almost, you know, they're not going to ship it from Los Angeles if it's right there, down the road in Bardstown. So yeah, it's a liquor company, but it was bought out by Sazerac in 2009. It says right here on the bottle, Sazerac.com. Sazerac, like we say on the streets, Sazerac be buying everybody. Wow, that's so cheap. It is, Kevin Johnston. It's so cheap. Sazerac be buying everybody. Hey, you girl. You know Sazerac be buying everybody. I don't have much left. Oh, I got enough for what? 2 taste challenges? That's about it. That's about it. What do I have left for taste challenges with blended whiskey? 1. JW Dance. Charcoal mellowed Kentucky blended whiskey from Kentucky. And I don't have it open yet, but I bought it in Mississippi and it was $6.40 a bottle plus tax in the $7.50. That is for sure. Because I was at that liquor store, which I don't remember the name, but I could easily look it up because I remember exactly where it was located. On U.S. Highway 90 westbound, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. And if I forgot, it would make me look ridiculous. And a man in my position can't afford to look ridiculous. So that was a place that was interesting to visit. The guy was paranoid, though. He was wearing a mask and he had the place locked down like 2001: A Space Odyssey. And he was like, we take this very seriously. Something about, I studied biology or something. I was like, okay. And he's like, step forward here. Move to the right 6.2 centimeters. Extend your right hand. All this. I was like, well, I don't really care what he says. I'll go along with it because I want to get this product. You know, I'm going to leave anyways. So. So it was kind of funny. Let me wipe this out still a little bit. So he was like really regimented with that. And he just kept lecturing everybody about how he was so serious about it. Pull the debit card out of your wallet using your right hand. Slowly place it into the machine. With your left hand, do this and that. Or whatever. And I was like, He's going to die from stress before he dies of the Toyota Corolla virus. I wasn't even worried about the Toyota Corolla virus. All right, now. So there we go. There we go. Brown and darker brown. Darker brown and brown. But it's not really brown. It's tan, isn't it? Which one is darker? Oh, the Barton. Did I buy any liquor out there? No. I went to Texas when the Toyota Corolla virus first started. I drove out there just to see what was going on, and nothing really was going on. Some places were closed, like all over the place. All over the place. There wasn't a government mandate at that point. So many restaurants were closed. I was like, what's going on with this? And then I went to Orange. I went to Big Red Liquor, and I bought the Sunnybrook. And then I went to a Mexican restaurant and ate. Well, it was okay. but they were having a birthday party right next to me, and this child was being bad, and the mother couldn't control him too well. And I'm like, why'd they stick me over here by these people? So I wasn't too thrilled, but I was hungry, so I ate it. I think I wrote a review on TripAdvisor and Google about the place. It's right there. If it was 2 blocks from Big Red, might have been a block. I think if I'd have been in another part of the restaurant, away from this party, and I think if it wouldn't have been during the Toyota Corolla pan, because everybody's like starting to act like edgy or something. I bet you that place closed that night and it didn't reopen. And then I just drove home, and I was home for the afternoon. I was eating lunch at about 11. I got there. It was before 4 o'clock. I know it was. And that was in Orange, Texas. Orange, Texas is the furthest east you can get in Texas, and you're not in Louisiana. You understand? Orange, Texas. As soon as you cross the bridge over the Sabine River, then you're in Louisiana. It's right there. Okay. But anyhow, and I should have stopped at some of the liquor stores in Louisiana, but I had enough. I bought all kind of beer and liquor, and I went on that long drive, and I was tempted to stop at Hocus Pocus. That's a Louisiana liquor store in 3 locations, and it is better than most. It's expensive. But I say, oh, well, I have enough stuff. I got too much now. Why did I even buy this? So after I finish with the JW Dant, what am I going to buy? I don't know. I'm pretty much tapped out on blended whiskeys in Louisiana. Yes. So I suppose I'll go on a road trip somewhere and find some unusual brand and buy it, put it in a taste challenge. And I'm just trying to slowly dissipate all the ones I have and then phase it out. Because, blended whiskey, American blended whiskey, aside from Seager and Seven Crown and Julius Kessler, isn't really good. And it's not worth talking about, really. And no one wants to hear about it. And no one wants to talk about it. And I'm tired of dealing with it. So therefore, the phase out. I mean, we're talking about a phase out that might last 5 years, because I do have a huge bottle of Grand Legacy, and I've just scraped the surface of that one. So don't think it's going to phase out like in a year. We're talking about in 5 years or less. I would say more than 5 years. I don't see that happening, because I'm really trying to bring in more exciting products. The Canadian whiskeys, people don't get bored with those. So when I bring in Canadian whiskey, people want to watch that and they want to talk about it. And I don't get bored with it either. And there's a lot of exciting Canadian blended whiskeys, and they have a lot of interesting flavors. So no, I don't get bored with that. Blended Scotch, I don't get bored with that. Single malt, I don't get bored with that. Although I don't have any on hand, but I would buy them. I'm not opposed to it. So yes, I never get bored with that. And then brandy, I got to get another brandy. Yeah, I know people don't like hearing about brandy. They do get bored with that, and they're not interested in it. I like it, but everybody else be like, oh, no, not brandy or cognac. And then we'll wrap around to the most exciting is rye whiskey, rye. American or Canadian rye. Now, that set off a firestorm. People was like, good googa mooga. We love rye whiskey. You need to do more. And I intend to do many, many more. And then bourbon. Of course, people always want to hear about bourbon. They don't get tired of that. G&JK says, smiley face with a hand gesture. And Kevin says, I love rye whiskey. I love it too. So then we just keep wrapping around the little spiral, dissipating the brands. Now, have I had a few American blendeds that were okay, that were interesting, not just ho-hum, drab, dreary, and depressing? Yeah, like Carstairs a little better than normal. I guess I could bring that back. Club 400 from Maryland, Baltimore County, Maryland. That was more spicy. It had obviously more rye flavor. So yeah, you wouldn't get tired of that one. But I can't get it, and I'm not going to look for it. Okay, this one actually smells okay. It doesn't smell funky, weird, deranged, aberrant, unpleasant. I'm getting caramel, cornbread, a little sourdough, um, dough, which would probably come from sour mash whiskey, which is probably Barton. If this is a 4-year aged, what you think they're using? I went to Kentucky. I bought Barton VOB, very old Barton. That's an old one, VOB, very old Barton. Can't get it here. 80 proof. You can get the 90 proof also. And sour mash, I believe. And so, okay. This smells like that. It's clean in the nose. Took a deep breath. You get a little wood, a little charred oak, believe it or not, charred oak. Yeah. I watched them unload those grits at Barton Distillery. A big 18-wheeler dumping grits. They had a hole at the bottom of the 18-wheeler, and there was a big hole in the ground, and it was just dropping the corn, pouring in there. Oh, they must have rats everywhere. They must have a hell of a time, excuse my language, dealing with rats. Because, you know, rats love corn, and so they're going to just be everywhere trying to eat it. So they must have an ongoing challenge to stop that. Because it's in the middle of the mountains in Kentucky, the hill mountain area, Piedmont, and I guess you call that. So corn is going to attract them. They might have cats running all around there too, though. They might have just cats. Just let them run around freely. They'll fix them. And they had those big sacks of grain everywhere when I went into the distillery area. Big sacks of grain, rye, some company, rye. And this was wheat, whatever, grizzle, whatever they call that. And this was another grain. Thousands of bags, or hundreds of bags at least. It was amazing. This one smells good, but it smells more more like rye whiskey. I can't get over this. But I don't know, but it's got that little funky undertaste, undernose, like greenwood and cellar mold. Must be that Jim Beam. Brook is owned by Jim Beam Company today, Beam-Suntory. They bought it from Seagram's back around 1984 or 85. Ooh, taste time. Now let's remember the price is the same because I bought a liter and I'm going against a 750. So these are both cheap and the price is no object. Some rye, pepper rye, a lot of neutral grain spirits. What does that mean, neutral grain? Exactly what you think it means. It's made with grain and it's neutral. It really doesn't have any flavor. It's like it's there. It's like a body of alcohol, but it's no character. It's like they do with beer. They make the beer like a vodka. Serious, read it. And then they add flavor into it, you see, to give it those flavored ales. Like Mike's Harder. Trader Joe's talks about that on their website. How they make the beer and they process it down to get rid of any of the barley or corn or hops flavor. And they want it to be clear, odorless, colorless as much as possible. Then they add the flavors. And that's what they're doing with these. Yeah, I'm getting a little faint bourbon flavor. You know, bourbon, vanilla, oak, nectar. You get those bourbon flavors. It's all washed out. What do you expect? It's only 20% straight bourbon. Oh, I guess it's not a bad taste. But like I said, if I was looking to drink a blended whiskey, and I wouldn't be, but let's just say I was, I would get 7 Crown from Seagram 7, or I would get Can't remember it now. What is it? There's another one I'm thinking of. And in Europe, I think some of these are sold as bourbon. I was looking at some of these European liquor store websites with some of these blended, I'm talking about blended whiskey, and they're talking about this American bourbon, blah, blah, blah. I say bourbon. What they call bourbon in Europe ain't bourbon here. Oh, well, Triple Crown would be one I'm thinking of. From Luxco. This one here is a little more vanilla. It is more vanilla, more vanilla. I was scared about this challenge. Discounts for tomorrow. Well, let me check it off my calendar. But there's one problem. When you get past that vanilla, it's like harsh corn liquor, grain alcohol. Oh, how can people drink moonshine? Oh, no, 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 no. And that's just not right. You're bad, you big you. No, I mean, really, this is like, it's not what you want to sip. Unless you've gone mad. Oh man, you say it's tangy. It ain't tangy, it's twangy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's if there was ever a liquor product designed not to be drunk straight, drank straight. Drunk is past participle. It's these two. Do not do what I am doing. Don't do what I do. Do what I say. Because I'm doing it. I'm drinking them neat. But do what I say, which is mix them. Okay? Mix. Now, if you want to get on the internet and look up various cocktails, and if you want to be even more technical, look at the Tax and Trade Bureau coming from your United States government, or if you're in Canada, that United States government, or whatever, Mexico, there, Estados Unidos Mexicanos, the United Mexican States. Estados Unidos Americanos is us. The U.S. government has regulations for mixed drinks. Now, this is no joke. I'm like, why would you make a regulation like this? Like, what is the use of this? It's got the whole list of cocktails, the official United States government regulation of what a Moscow Mule should be, official U.S. government regulation of a Bloody Mary. I'm like, Now, how do you enforce that? What do you have? The Bureau of Cocktails. Now, you might say, I'd like that job. You go around the United States to various bars and taverns and you order cocktails and you take notes and then you supervise them. They say, what are you doing in our back room? And you show them a badge. I'm with the United States Bureau of Cocktails. Thank you very much. And they say, well, what do you do all day? I just drink cocktails and make sure they're correct. And I take buses and I don't drive because I'm doing the cocktail reviews. So the lifespan would be short for the employee, but the job environment might be enjoyable. Just drink cocktails all day. And you send in your reports, you know, I did highballs all of the day, and the highballs were very much of the whiskey type. And they would say, oh, Jim is just regulating himself into the grave. But anyway, the point I was trying to make about these is you could, but that would be too much effort to get on the Tax and Trade Bureau website. You could just look up on a search engine like highballs, cocktails, and you'd have a million recipes. Oh, well, you could take these two and make that. They wouldn't be like really that good, I imagine, but they'd probably be all right, tolerable, you know, basic It passed. And if that's all you're going to buy these for and you want to save money, you say, well, look at the economy in 2020. People need to save money. Yes, I agree with that. So these would be fine. But to drink neat as a sipper sitting by the fireplace or doing a video like this, and oh, no, 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 no. No. They're not any good for that purpose. Now, this one does have a little nuttiness. Walnut oil, yeah, something like that. I mean, I'm ripping them apart because they deserve it. But yeah, they do kind of have a little bit more complexity than you would think they would have, even though you denigrate them with no remorse, no mercy. They are actually a little bit more complex than you might imagine, which is probably a sign that these major American liquor companies do sort of have a quality control ability. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a handle on it, but it's still cut rate. You can't dance around that. I mean, I'm just mentioning it. I can't believe Sunnybrook is still winning. I don't know if it's winning. What did it win? One contest? It's not a good record. Got to make a designation here. Don't ask me which one I enjoy more. That's not a good way to ask it. You want to ask it in this kind of way. Which one do you hate less? That would be a better way of asking it. Because golly, you grit your teeth. Yeah. I got. I better not say it. I was going to say that I have Crown Royal coming up. And then I was going to talk about how I wasn't that convinced about Crown Royal, no. And I was going to talk about how I did a solo review and I thought about it, deep thoughts, thinking on it, drinking on it. And I was thinking, it's not that, but I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. But these are not, no, I'm not going to say it. That nut oil. Ooh. These will give you the frisson, which in Louisiana they mean like it gives you the willies, you know, like. It's a tie on quality. Really, honestly, it's even. They're both equally bottles of sadness. You know what I'm saying? It's like The Wizard of Oz when everything was black and white. It was just not what you wanted to be experiencing. There is no winner. The price is the same. The quality is the same. The only point now is, can I tell them apart? And that's going to be difficult. Both are pretty horrible. I wouldn't use the word horrible, but they're on the road towards that. Crown Royal will be undefeated. Undefeated. It will destroy most of the Canadian whiskeys I have, but don't be, but I would be very hesitant to say too much. Because I'm thinking right off the top of my head, some Canadian whiskeys that might give Crown Royal a run for its money, if not defeat Crown Royal. You say, oh, don't even, please. I know some of you say, I beg you not to say that. Please don't say that. You have an appetite for destruction. I don't. I mean, I can name the ones that's going to kill. Gibson's. I don't care if Gibson's age 12 years. I don't care if Gibson's age 212 years. Okay? Crown Royal will destroy it. It'll be a massacre. Believe me. That is an absolute fact. Heir to the Throne. It will destroy that. You say, but nobody ever heard of Heir to the Throne, so nobody cares. The taste challenge is irrelevant. Yes, I agree with that. But then, when I bring in the Sazerac from Sazerac, Canada, You know, all the Canadian whiskeys from Sazerac, Canada. Oh, then the war will be on. It'll be to the battle joined. Now, that will be a battle royale. That will be the Thing versus the Hulk. That will be something worth watching. Boy, oh boy. But these, okay, I'm going to say this is the other whiskey. This is, you know, the Barton. This is not the Sunnybrook. If I look and it says SB, I'm going to feel like an SB. But I don't think it is. I said that this morning. I was wrong. Hi, Ronald. I enjoy your show, says Brian Oakes. That would be Rich and Rare Reserve, not Jeep and Foodie. Caleb says, I'm glad I could catch a live stream of yours. It's been a while. Thank you. I'm glad you could, too. It's been going on too long. But people love watching these afternoon things. Late morning. I think this is the Barton. But really, for $5.99 a bottle, Barton hasn't done too bad. Not to say it's done well. It's what we're dealing with. The class of what we're dealing with is not okay. But anyway, all right. Ha ha ha! I was wrong again. How you feel? I feel terrible, actually. Because I got it wrong twice in one day. Sunnybrook, you little rat. Why do you have to keep messing up everything? I hate you. And why do I hate it? Because I can't tell it apart from all the rest. Getting on my nerves. It's making me sad. Makes me want to cry. That would be Rich Reserve. If I was Crown Royal and I was about to go in a contest against Rich and Rare Reserve, I'd be scared. I mean, I'd be really scared. I'd be more afraid than Don Shula playing the New York Jets in 1969 in Miami, Florida. I'd be terrified. So that's going to be a war of all epic, proportional, general realities and barometric pressure and all of those things. Nina Yordi says, Sonny Barton, Bartles and James. Yeah, it's all just a washout. Fart Doctor says, dang, Ronnie, even the experts get it wrong, like Toyota Corolla virus. Right. Flippy guy said, you'll get it next time. No, well, my confidence level now is so low. It's lower than a limbo. Terrible. I know some viewers are going to say, don't feel bad. You couldn't tell one rot gut from another. Thank you. Makes me feel better. Now, the last one in this series of Sazerac, Canada versus Canada. Oh, it's really getting bad now. Sazerac versus Sunnybrook is Ancient Age Preferred. Who prefers it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Ancient Age Preferred will win, but I have no confidence. I just think after this, I don't know. I got a lot of things to work out in my head. I just don't. I know what you're going to say. Don't sweat it. Don't even worry about it. It's $5.99 to $8.99 a bottle. You're dealing with nothing. It's like nothing versus nothing. No one even cares about these products. I know that. Or at least I want to tell myself that. That makes me feel better when I pretend that nobody cares. Yet, you go in every liquor store and there they are on the shelf. Somebody cares. No, they don't care. But they're there. They put them on the liquor store shelves just because they're bored. They got nothing else to do. I don't know. All right, anyway. Or maybe they sell, right? I don't know. I can't. I'm not. This is not my. All right, anyway. So this was a fiasco that I didn't expect, but I don't care. I don't really care. Nina says, Grandma loved Fleischmann's. Oh, Fleischmann's. I can't get Fleischmann's whiskeys, but I can get Fleischmann's gin. Fleischmann's Gin, you say, no, please. I know some viewers say, I beg you never to get that. I wouldn't get it unless I just got an OMV to it to get it. I do enjoy watching really bad reviews, says Flippy Gat. Oh, thank you. I do too. I have a perverse sense of quality considerations. Never seen you do this. Seen you this down after getting it wrong. I'm only down in context. You know what I'm saying? I'm down because I got it wrong. I'm not down like I'm going to walk around the streets in the rain like a manic depressive who walks in the rain. You know what I'm saying? I'll just blow it off. Like I'll be like Taylor Swift. I'll just shake it off. I'll shake it off like Taylor Swift. Grandma loves Popov Kharkov. I ain't never heard of that. I think they mix water or club soda. Huh. Well, if I had $1 for everything I don't know about cocktails, I'd be a billionaire, you know. But anyway, so, well, that was a shambles. But there is no but. It was a shambles. So see you later. And I can't wait to get to this Crown Royal. I can't wait. I'm like Stevie Nicks. I can't wait. But I still got to do that 7 Crown. Now that's what I'm excited about. 7 Crown is going to kill. I like to see punks jump up to get beat down. And 7 Crown, it's going to be so laughable. I really encourage you to watch that. You want to watch a massacre? Watch 7 Crown go up against Sunnybrook, and I will enjoy Jim Beam getting their butts kicked. I don't know why. I just will enjoy it. They're going to get killed. They're going to get killerated. Cheers, says Jacob. Hey, Jacob. GNJK says clapping the hands. FD says, when is the Don Q review? Oh, that's on the to-buy list. I'm not going to get Don Q next, though. I have to get Ronrico White, and I have to get the Ronrico Gold. So, and then I think I'll do Don Q, yes. Jacob Downey says, crown, turn and face the strains. Crown, right. Mouth drools, neat review, pun intended. Thank you. Caramel, laughing out loud, Nita Yordi, yada, yada, yada. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more. Not much of a cheese shop, is it? Thanks for watching this video production. Crown will wear the crown and call, well, yeah, I wouldn't say Crown's going to wear the crown when it goes up against Rich and Rare Reserve, though. I think Rich and Rare Reserve could upset Crown Royal. I really think it could. I'm not certain, but I have a feeling. Like the Beatles said, I feel it down inside. Oh, yeah, thanks.